Hello everybody, it's your daily report with Angry Tim. We got the animals in the back here. They are doing fine. We had some storms and rain, a lot of mud, but everything's fine. We actually had some damage here. You can see that one of our shades here just kind of, I think some of the fixtures or something ripped apart there. I'll have to go figure out what happened, but the wind here gets pretty nasty and things go flying or breaking. So today, this is about Maui. This is an update from the wildfires we had about 18 months ago. It's kind of interesting. I grew up in Hawaii. I was born on Maui, so I was raised between living in Los Angeles and Maui back and forth. So a lot of people were similar. We had a lot of California transplants, and also in California, there's a lot of local people from Hawaii that lived in California. So it was just kind of, it was kind of all in one. But a lot of the tourists, a huge amount of tourists are coming from California, and they just suffered, from their big wildfires. The economy is not doing well. Maui, 18 months ago, since the fires, they're still trying to rebuild Lahaina, and tourism has not come back to where it was. They're still struggling. A lot of businesses have closed. A lot of people have lost their jobs. But it's a funny thing because Hawaii, especially the outer islands like Maui, the Big Island, really have a love-hate relationship with tourists. They love the money, but they hate the tourists. It's not a personal thing. It's just like when I grew up in Hawaii, we had a lot of these beaches to ourselves. We had a lot of private beaches where the tourists wouldn't go. There's a reason why. There's a couple of reasons why, but most of the hotels are built on the south or west side of the islands. The main reason, that's where the sunsets are. So that's right. You want to market the beautiful sunset, from your balcony or dinner or whatever. You got the beautiful sunset view, and that's where they're putting the hotels. Also the weather, the ocean is a lot calmer and nicer. More of the sandy beaches are on the south and west side of the island, and that's where Lahaina was. The North Shore, typically, that's where the locals live because it's greener, you get more rain. The ocean's a little rougher, but it's great for surfing. You get more kelp and seaweed, so there's a lot more, just the water's not as blue on the north side of the island, and you get a lot of coral and rocks and jellyfish, so it's a lot rougher out on the north side of the island, but that's where locals like to be. So it was a pretty good thing. They separated the locals from the tourists, but as tourism started to grow and, you have more of these books and online forums and online just websites talking about, little local secret places to go hiking, out here on the north side of the island. That's where the locals go, or go to these secret beaches out, in Makena or somewhere where tourists normally don't go, because those were the last places. A lot of the locals were not welcome to the beaches, now that there's hotels there on the south or west side, because they basically just built all the hotels right along the best beaches, and they left this little narrow parking, like alleyway parking lot for like 4 or 5 cars for locals, and the whole area is a shopping center, golf course, tons of hotels for all the tourists. It's paid parking, it's kind of like no locals allowed kind of attitude from the hotels. So when tourists start showing up where the locals hang out, kind of where the hotels aren't, where just, it's 4-wheel drive, or it's way out in the middle of nowhere, tourists start coming out there and taking over those beaches. They're like, hey, you stick to your place, we'll stick to ours. You pretty much took all our best beaches already, and then now you're crowding up these other spots. And that's been happening for a long time. In the 90s when I was there, it was, you could still kind of get away with it, but now there's nowhere. Everywhere is just packed with rental cars. And if I wanted, if I was still living in Hawaii, I wanted to go snorkeling or just have a little picnic on a beach, it would be impossible unless I had like a 4-wheel drive Jeep and had to, just venture off into the middle of nowhere. It wasn't easy access. So again, just a little background. If you do go to Hawaii or planning to go to Hawaii, you might not see, there might be some bad attitude out there, and that's typically the reason why. If you stay at the hotels, at all the shopping malls, they love you. The restaurants will love you. You're spending money, you're helping the economy. But when you get outside of the tourist areas where the locals hang out, they might not welcome you with aloha like the rest of the island. So this is coming out of the San Francisco gate. Maui is hurting. Hawaii rolls out new plan to entice California travelers. The Maui wildfires, which occurred 18 months ago, have left lingering effects on tourism. Visitor arrivals and hotel occupancy rates, particularly in West Maui, remain lower year over year. Adding to the challenges, January's California wildfires have caused concerns about further declines. As California is a key source of Hawaii's visitors. Maui tourism drop is attributed to mixed messaging and visitors' hesitation to return soon after the fires out of respect for locals. Hawaii officials emphasize that Maui is open for visitors and are working to support recovery. In January, Governor Josh Green allocated $6.3 million to address impacts from the wildfires and the expected downturn due to California's fires. Tourism peaked in 2019 with 3.06 million visitors, but dropped significantly after the pandemic, reaching about 2.3 million in 2024. A 23% decrease compared to 2019. Early 2025 has shown reduced California arrivals with steep declines from Bay Area travelers. Efforts are underway to revitalize tourism, with Hawaii Tourism Authority focusing on California-based marketing campaigns, particularly for Maui. These campaigns aim to stimulate economic recovery and keep Maui as a top destination. So if you love Hawaii and you travel to Maui, leave me comments below how you've been treated since the fires. Are they welcoming you? Are you venturing off to kind of the local areas? And if you've met locals out there, did they give you a hard time, or how were you treated? When I was growing up, this in the 90s in high school, we absolutely hated all the tourists that were coming there and all the rent-a-cars and everything. So we were really bad. I don't know if the kids are like that now, but we just hated them just taking over. We felt like we were being invaded and they were taking over all our best beaches and things like that. We didn't do anything mean to anyone, but we just hated seeing the cars parked here and there. And, we couldn't get, as they started to build out these hotels, we would lose places to park. It just made it harder for us to go anywhere. And sometimes they would have like these, public access, beach access, something they called it, parking lots in the hotel parking. So you'd park there, but you kind of have to walk through the hotel, and you were always frowned upon being a local, carrying your surfboard or boogie board, walking kind of through the hotel. The security guards always look up, they didn't want you around basically. And you're out there swimming, and then it's all tourists, and then you're this local guy boogie boarding, and these are all tourist families there, and you come out to the beach, and they made sure you didn't walk through the hotel lobby. You had to go around kind of through these little narrow alleyways to get back to your car. So we just kind of hated the whole thing. But anyway, that's how it is, I guess, and it's probably a lot worse now. I haven't been back in a few years. But that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Your friend, Angry Tim.